outside their southern Utah home.
We're live in Enoch to tell you who this family was.
Well, I'm lost for words. I guess that's the only way that I can explain it. Just thinking, like, could we have done something?
And tonight, as more details become clear, a tight-knit community is left in shock.
Right now, a winter storm moving into Utah. What to expect for your Friday morning commute, potential snow totals, and also we will see another storm after this.
A deadly house fire in Salt Lake City, what we know so far.
And incredible video from a rarely seen perspective. What was caught on camera in the Utah backcountry.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13 News at 9, starts right now.
Tonight, new details on a tragic murder-suicide that happened in a small southern Utah town. The bodies of 3 adults and 5 minors were found inside an Enoch home yesterday afternoon.
That's where Fox 13 News reporter Jenna Bree joins us from tonight. Jenna, what can you tell us about this investigation?
That's right, absolutely tragic, Bob and Kelly. Police believe a man shot and killed his 7 family members before taking his own life at this home here behind me on the 4900 North block of Albert Drive. You can see a small memorial has been growing right outside the crime tape here, and it's just been coated with snow from the last hour. So 3 adults were identified as Michael and Tasha Haight, Tasha's mother, Gail Earl, and 5 children who are not identified by name but range in ages from 4 to 17 years old. There's no timeline of when the family was killed, but witnesses saw members of the Haight family at a church activity on Tuesday night.
We don't know why this happened. No one will probably know what was going through the minds of these individuals.
A tragedy shaking the small city of Enoch to its core.
It's not too often something like this hits very close to home. In fact, the Haights were my neighbors. The youngest children played in my yard with my sons.
The Haight children were all students in the Iron County School District.
We noticed that there's quite a few students that are gone today in their schools, and we recognize that these next several days, weeks, months that are coming are going to be difficult for our schools and for our teachers.
After nearly 20 years of marriage, court records show Tasha filed for divorce on December 21st in Iron County. Authorities say they received a call Wednesday that Tasha had missed an appointment. When Tasha wasn't found, a missing person report was submitted. That's when police discovered the bodies, all 8 suffering from gunshot wounds. Police were familiar with the Haights.
We had been involved in some investigations with the family a couple years prior.
According to the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition, homicides in rural communities are 3 times as likely to involve an intimate partner than in large cities.
You don't need a big city for that to really impact a community. And
Erin Jemison hopes this tragedy gives Utah the urgency to invest in more resources.
we still brush it under the rug. We still don't want to talk about it, and we worry that we're getting into someone's private business when really people are often asking for help and they're not getting the support that they need.
I also spoke with Tasha's divorce attorney today. He told me he'd only met with her 2 or 3 times and that there were, quote, 0 red flags. Reporting live in Enoch, Jenna Bree, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Jenna, thank you. If you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out for help. The Utah Domestic Violence Coalition runs a 24/7 hotline. That number is 1-800-897-LINK, 1-800-897-5465, or you can go to udvc.org. This incident has the community of Enoch stunned and devastated.
Fox 13 News reporter Chris Arnold continues our coverage after speaking with neighbors and family friends.
A community in mourning. Nearby neighbors like Brianna Baugh left in shock.
It's just mind-blowing. It's just, you don't hear about things like that, and then for it to happen in this little community, it's taking a toll on everybody.
Tasha is just the heart and soul of that family.
Tina Brown has known the Hates for more than 20 years, developing a close relationship with Tasha, the wife to Michael and mother of their 5 children.
We shared a lot over the years, and we really had that, I almost want to call it an unbreakable bond.
Brown says she had just recently spoken to Tasha on the phone.
2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Which made hearing the news that the Hates and Tasha's mother, Gail, were found dead that much harder to hear.
I'm going to explain to you.
City officials telling Fox 13 News today they believe all of them were killed inside the family's home Wednesday by Michael before he ultimately killed himself.
It was a feeling of almost like, a loss for words. I guess that's the only way that I can explain it. Just thinking like, could we have done something?
So yesterday,
City officials gathering at Enoch City Hall Thursday afternoon.
Now,
also getting emotional when talking about a family they say they not just knew, but also loved.
It's not too often something like this hits very close to home. In fact, the Hates were my neighbors. The youngest children played in my yard.
For this tight-knit community of about 7,500 people, they are left trying to figure out how to deal with such a tragedy.
It's almost like we grow up so sheltered in these small southern Utah communities that we don't see a lot of this. And sure, our kids hear about it on the news.
A lot of heartache, a lot of questions, a lot of emotional. Don't really know how to take it. Something like this has never happened here before.
As well as beginning the healing process.
I know that everybody will come together and help each other get through it.
Well, as the investigation continues, many people I've spoken with both last night and today continue to ask why. Why did this incident even have to happen? And it's something the city manager even touched on during the press conference today, saying it's something they may never get the answer to. Here in Enoch, Chris Arnold, Fox 13 News, Utah.
We've learned from the Associated Press that citizens of Enoch gathered this evening to mourn and sing hymns in a private vigil at a church up the street from the home where the victims were found. Kelly?
Bob, this tragic news here in Utah is making its way all the way to the White House. President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden released a statement today saying they mourn with the community of Enoch. It says, quote, "Too many Americans have lost loved ones or had their lives forever changed due to gun violence, and gun violence remains the leading cause of death for children in America."
Ahead at 9:30, what Utah lawmakers are doing to help protect victims of domestic violence. Stick with Fox 13 News as we follow the latest developments of this major story, both on air and online at fox13now.com.
New tonight, the NFL has now canceled the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals game that was postponed Monday night after Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest on the field. The decision comes on the same day doctors announced Hamlin is showing major signs of improvement. Doctors released new details about his recovery and future, saying he is awake and able to communicate.
It has been 10 rounds of voting now, and still no new